Alright, all you amazing and wonderful people, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our Final Fantasy X series on Final Fantasy Fridays. In the last episode, we went through the Cloister of Trials here in Zanarkand, completed those, unlocked this little elevator thing in the center, and I told you that there would be a boss. So let's go ahead and jump right into the boss. Basically, all you gotta do is run over here. And you have a boss fight. Alright, so as you can see, he basically has two scythes on each hand. So what you want to do is pretty much try to keep them all separated. So you want, obviously, use haste on your own party. We're gonna have we'll have her stay where she's at. Magic, she's got 52,000 health, isn't too bad. Remember that one monster had 42 on its own, but it counterattacks in this cleave like this, and it hits like a truck. So go ahead and use potion, get her up, and what you want to do essentially is have them all split up. So move, and then you want to move him here so he's behind, and now anytime the boss focuses somebody, his attention will be towards that person, and if they do a cleave, it will only hit that person. So go ahead and bring Riku out real quick. We will use Albed Potion. We can use Grand Summon real quick. Bring out Bahamut. Pretty sure this guy has a move to get rid of your Aeons, but if not, that's cool too. But I'm pretty sure he does. Let's go ahead and use our Mega Flare. Boom, 18,000 damage. I like to see. Yeah, see, so he has Glyph Mine, and basically what that does is kill anybody, whoever's on top. Doesn't matter if it's an Aeon, a person, or whatever. So if he uses Glyph Mine, make sure that you're moving your character off of that glyph. Go ahead and use Power Break. Now, anytime he's attacked, he will use that counter attack, and he will hit the 3 spots in front of him. Does not matter which way he's facing, but the 3 spots in front of him are definitely going to be hit. I don't know why that was all dramatic. I was like, what's going on? Is this game over? It was like super dramatic when she died. Let's go ahead and use an item. Phoenix down here. I don't know why it was so dramatic. That was pretty funny though. We will have Orin use... Can't really have any attacks right now because it will kill Yuna. So we could have him use a Mega Potion. See, look how dramatic that is. I don't know why it's doing that. It's kind of funny though. We will bring Titus back out. We will mug with Titus. And this is why you spread him out, because now he's only hitting Orin. Granted, he just got his ass whooped, but go ahead and heal him back up. Use haste again, since everybody died at least once. He's gonna use Berserk Tail. Oh, nope, using Glyph Mine. So we gotta make sure that we move Orin. So we have plenty of time. Let's go ahead and move Yuna. And we will move Orin to this one. Now you gotta wait for the mines to blow up. So let's go ahead and use Protect on everyone. See if that'll cause him to do less damage. And it does. So let's go ahead and cast that on everyone. Oof. That Berserk does not help our case right now. Mine just blew up. Yuna's gonna keep getting us freaking killed. The only downside of him having Berserk is because he automatically has that counterattack. Like so. So pretty much he's gonna kill anyone that has that counterattack. So let's go ahead and move Titus. Probably gonna do Berserk Tail again, so let's go ahead and get Orin back up before he does. Maybe we'll be lucky and he hits Orin. And he uses Glyph Mine. Alright, so it just blew up in one turn. Okay. Res him again. So now, once everybody's awake, use haste again. Orin's probably going to kill himself. Go ahead and use Cura on Orin. Get his health up a little bit. It's Yuna's turn again. Let's go ahead and cast Protect on Orin. He's going to go ahead and go Berserk, literally. Let's go ahead and use... I'm not sure if this guy can be slowed, but let's go ahead and give it a shot. He's immune. Still has... I thought he was still going to counter that. I would be like, what? Let's give Orin a big heal. He's doing a decent amount of damage, even though he's berserked. Plus, he can actually tank some of the hits. So let's go ahead and see if we can get a mug off. Couldn't steal anything. Oof, look at that crit. So let's go ahead and get some of our other characters out real quick because he is almost dead. Just like that, he's done for. And that is the first boss of this video. Probably one of the easier ones, as long as you can maneuver the platforms pretty easily. Especially with haste on everybody, it makes it easier to move. But as you can see, sometimes even when he just puts the landmines out, it blows up immediately. So just be prepared.
Yuna, we're here.
The Hall of the Final Summoning.
Go.
Yes.
Huh? What do you mean, no final Aeon?
Go ahead and toss a save. Alright, and just like that, after that boss, you are immediately jumped right into a secondary boss. So let's go ahead and walk through this door real quick. There'll be a bunch of cutscenes.
This isn't a faith. It's just an empty statue.
That statue lost its power as a faith long ago. It is Lord Zeon, the first faith of the final summoning. What you see before you is all that remains of him. Lord Zeon is... his soul is gone. Gone?
You mean there is no final Aeon?
But fear not. Lady Unaleska will show you the path. The final Aeon will be yours. The Summoner and the final Aeon will join powers. Go to her now. Inside, the lady awaits.
Yuna, wait! Auron, you knew this was gonna happen, didn't you?
Yes.
Why didn't you tell us?
If I had told you the truth, would that really have stopped you from coming? Yuna.
I'm not going back.
Kimari knows. Kimari goes first. Yuna is safe. Kimari protect.
Someone's coming! Lady Unaleska.
Welcome to Zanarkand. I congratulate you, Summoner. You have completed your pilgrimage. I will now bestow you with that which you seek. The final summoning will be yours. Now, choose. You must choose the one whom I will change to become the faith of the final summoning. There must be a bond between chosen and summoner, for that is what the final summoning embodies. The bond between husband and wife, mother and child, or between friends. If that bond is strong enough, its light will conquer sin. 1,000 years ago, I chose my husband Zeon as my faith. Our bond was true, and I obtained the final Aeon. There is nothing to fear. You will soon be freed of worry and pain. For once you call forth the final Aeon, your life will end. Death is the ultimate and final liberation. Your father, Braska, chose this path.
It is not too late. Let us turn back.
If I turn back, who will defeat sin? Would you have some other summoner and his guardians go through this?
But, my lord, there must be another way. This is the only way we got now. Fine. Make me the faith. I've been doing some thinking. My dream is back in the other Zanarkand. I wanted to make that runt into a star blitz player. Show him the view from the top, you know. But now I know there's no way home for me. I'm never gonna see him again. My dream's never gonna come true. So make me the faith. I'll fight sin with you, Braska. Then maybe my life will have meaning, you know. Don't do this, Jekt. If you live, there may be another way. We'll think of something, I know. Believe me, I thought this through. Besides, I ain't getting any younger, so I might as well make myself useful.
Checked?
What? You're not gonna try to stop me too?
Sorry. I mean, thank you.
Braska still has to fight Sin, Orin. Guard him well. Make sure he gets there. Well, let's go.
Lord Braska, checked.
What do you want now?
Sin always comes back. It comes back after the calm, every time. The cycle will continue and your deaths will mean nothing. But there's always a chance it won't come back this time. It's worth trying.
I understand what you're saying, Orin. I'll find a way to break the cycle.
You have a plan? Checked?
Trust me, I'll think of something.
And the cycle went on.
We'll break it.
But how? What, you got a plan now?
If one of us has to become a faith, I volunteer.
Me too, Yuna.
That still won't change anything, you know? You'd bring the calm, and then what? That won't break the cycle.
Listen, you want to defeat Sin and keep Yuna alive. You don't want Sin to come back, yeah? That is just not gonna happen, brother, you know?
If you want everything, you'll end up with nothing.
But I want everything.
Now you're being childish.
I give up. So what would an adult do then? They know they can just throw away a summoner, then they can do whatever they like. You're right. I might not even have a chance. But no way am I gonna just stand here and let Yuna go. And what Orin said about there being a way, I think it's true.
You'll think of something?
Yes, I'll go ask Yunaleska. She's got to know something.
You really think she'll help you?
I don't know, but I have to try. This is my story. It'll go the way I want it, or I'll end it here.
Wait. You say it's your story, but it's my story too, you know? It would be so easy to let my fate just carry me away, following the same path my whole life through. But I know I can't. What I do with no regrets.
All right, so this is the last chance you get to go ahead and save or do anything else like that. Once you walk through this door, you fight the next boss. And the next boss is actually very tricky. I mean, it's not really like super difficult as in like she's got like world-ending moves or nothing like that. But she basically deals a lot of status effects, and we'll definitely hop into that once we get into the fight. But it is a very tricky fight. If you don't have, at this point in the game, any kind of death ward, you are in for a rough time, and we will definitely explain that once we get into the battle. So let's go ahead and hop into it.
Have you chosen the one to become your faith? Who will it be?
Might I ask something first. Will sin come back even should I use the final summoning to defeat it?
Sin is eternal. Every Aeon that defeats it becomes sin in its place. And thus is sin reborn.
So that's why Jack became Sin.
Sin is an inevitable part of Spira's destiny. It is never ending.
Never ending? But if we atone for our crimes, sin will stop coming back, yeah? Someday it'll be gone, yeah?
Will humanity ever attain such purity?
This cannot be! The teachings state that we can exercise sin with complete atonement! It's been our only hope all these years!
Hope is comforting. It allows us to accept fate, however tragic it might be.
No! Where is the sense in all this? Braska believed in Yevon's teachings and died for them. Jack believed in Braska and gave his life for him.
They chose to die because they had hope. Yevon's teachings and the final summoning give the people of Spira hope. Without hope, they would drown in their sorrow. Now choose. Who will be your faith? Who will be the one to renew Spira's hope?
No one. I would have gladly died. I live for the people of Spira, and would have gladly died for them, but no more. The final summoning is a false tradition that should be thrown away.
No, it is our only hope. Your father sacrificed himself to give that hope to the people, so they would forget sorrow.
Wrong. My father wanted to make Spira's sorrow go away, not just cover it up with lies.
Sorrow cannot be abolished. It is meaningless to try.
My father, I loved him, so I will live with my sorrow. I will live my own life. I will defeat sorrow in his place. I will stand my ground and be strong. I don't know when it will be, but someday I will conquer it. And I will do it without false hope.
Poor creature. You would throw away hope. Well, I will free you before you can drown in your sorrow. It is better for you to die in hope than to live in despair. Let me be your liberator.
Now! This is it! Now's the time to choose. Die and be free of pain, or live and fight your sorrow. Now's the time to shape your stories. Your fate is in your hands.
Yuna needs Kimahri. Kimahri protect Yuna.
Well, I'm fighting.
I can't believe we're gonna fight Lady Yunalesca. Give me a break.
You can always run.
I'd never forgive myself. No way. Not if I ran away now. Even in death, yeah?
My thoughts exactly.
Yuna! This is our story. Now let's see this thing through together.
I don't know about you guys, but the last few things she had to say, she made it seem like she sounded like Seymour. I will be your liberator. You shall be free of your sorrow. So on and so forth. Her and Lady Unalesca and Seymour definitely sounded like in that aspect. But with that being said, you are on the second boss fight in Xanarkand. So the first phase of Unalesca is actually fairly easy. The only difficult part is that, say for example, I go ahead and attack with Titus, she will automatically counterattack with blind, which means you now have to worry about the blind before you can do your next move. Now, most of her other moves do not do a shitload of damage or do not do a lot of damage, and you can easily out heal her. But if you hit her with melee, she will cast blind. Doesn't matter what character it is. So you can see Waka just got blinded too. If we attack with Auron, Auron will get blinded, so on and so forth. If she is hit with magic, she will cast silence. So at that point, or at that phase, you might as well go ahead. Not only make sure you have eye drops, but if you use Yuna, you can use Esuna to take away the blind. If you have any equipment that is either dark proof or dark ward, I recommend using it. I would also recommend, if you don't, or if you do have it at this point in the game, make sure you have armor that is death ward or death proof. It's not very important in the first phase of this fight, but later on it is definitely useful. Let's go ahead and bring out Yuna. We will cast Asuna with Yuna. Auron is now unblind. With Titus, we will cast Hastiga. Whole party will have haste. Auron, we will use just a regular attack. Save your overdrives for her third phase. If you can, you want to burst everything that you can on the last phase of the fight. So keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and heal Auron. Auron is currently doing more damage than Titus, so let's go ahead and use eye drops on Titus. Or use eye drops with Titus on Auron. Attack with Auron. See, he's doing about 5,000 per swing. Go ahead and attack with Titus. You can see he's only doing 2,400. So we're both essentially helping Auron out at this point in the game. So again, we'll use Cura this time on Auron, just to make sure he's not getting killed by that drain. That drain that she has does the most amount of damage, but it also heals her for that same amount of damage. So, and she has that move throughout all three phases, so it does become fairly tricky to deal with, but there's definitely more to worry about than that drain. And you can see, even with haste on all our characters, she's getting to move fairly, like, a lot, you know? We only get 1, 2, 3, 4 moves before she gets to go again, so it's not like she's slow. Let's go ahead and use Asuna on Titus here. And we can finish her off with Titus. Now she will transform to her second phase. There is 3 phases in total, and in every phase there is a new move. So once she's in this phase, she learns this move, Hellbiter, and this is pretty bad. It inflicts your whole party with zombie. Now, if you've paid attention through the rest of the playthrough, there's a few times where a zombie came up, and basically what zombie does is, if we go ahead and try to heal ourselves, it'll actually do damage to us instead. So it's very unfortunate. Definitely makes it hard to heal through the rest of the fight. So just keep that in mind. The plus side of her transforming is now she doesn't counterattack with blind or silence anymore. So you can start doing more and more damage, but she also has more health. Pretty sure if you use the Suna, it does not cure zombie. Remedy would cure zombie, but I think that's the only thing at this current time that we have that will cure zombie. One good thing about dying, well, until she used that move again, is that it stops you from having zombie. So let's go ahead and use a remedy on Yuna. You won't be zombified no more. Go ahead and do a regular attack on Titus. So it seems like whenever she does that normal attack that she has right there, where it only does 200 some damage, it is also a variant of Dispel. So basically you can see that Titus no longer has haste on himself. Very unfortunate. Go ahead and heal Yuna up. Pretty cool that he missed. So when she has regen on your characters, she will go ahead and cast regen and other healing spells like Cura. So you don't really want to put reflect on any of your guys, because she will then have regen or something or cure on herself. Definitely don't recommend that. If she hits herself with regen, she heals for like 6,000 per turn, and that's every turn, like per character. It's just really ridiculous. So definitely avoid that if you can. But other than that, you just keep damaging her, trying to get her to her third phase. Of course, we just cured his zombie. He's gonna get hit with it again. Annoying. Go ahead and use another holy water on Orange so we can get him a heal. Get Orange a heal real quick. Now, before you decide to push her over into her third phase, you want to make sure that one of your characters with either Death Ward or Death Proof is on your team. The first thing she does, as soon as she transforms into her third phase, is cast Mega Death, and it essentially casts death on all three of your party members. And it is not fun. With that move alone, you can see how dangerous that is. But she's also doing this zombie attack, the Hellbiter attack, the Dispel, and everything else all at the same time. But her first move will be that Mega Death. So you automatically have to start reviving your characters. If you decide to use a Mega Phoenix will kill any character that has zombie status. So say, for example, at this current time, let's say Titus and Orin died, which means Yuna would have to use a Mega Phoenix. If you go ahead and use a Mega Phoenix with Yuna, it will, yes, heal Titus and Orin, but it will then also kill Yuna. So keep that in mind. You have to either switch characters and use Phoenix or some other form. Let's go ahead and swap out Yuna for Lulu. Lulu's the only one that I have that has Death Ward. And and we will use magic. Now, no matter how prepared you are for this, if you only have Death Ward, your chances of dying to this Mega Death is very high. So you have to... It might take you a few chances to kill this boss without some kind of death proof. But that's just one of the things. So, as you can see, Mega Death. As soon as she gets to 3rd phase. And just like that, they killed everyone but Titus. So what you could do here is you could swap Titus out. Let's say we bring back in somebody that does not have zombie, so we don't want to bring in Yuna. You can go ahead and bring in Waka, who's only blind. Have him use a Mega Phoenix, and nobody should die. We'll have Waka use a remedy on himself because he's blind. So this will get rid of his blind and his zombie. Go ahead and use maybe like a dark attack or something like that on her, but I'm pretty sure she's immune to all that. So let's just go ahead and do a regular attack. But as you can see, she has 60,000 health. It's not a lot of health, but I want to say like every 3rd turn or so, she casts that Mega Death. So you have like a 1 in 3 chance of getting all your characters to die at the same time. All your characters die, game over. You got to start all over again. At this point in time is when I recommend you use all of your overdrives. Burst her if you can. So it's a lot of rinse and repeat. You just try to avoid the Mega Death and stuff like that. So what I recommend here is I'm going to go ahead and use Grand Summon for Bahamut. We did take a lot of our health down already. I want to say about at least 20,000. Almost 20,000. But we're going to go ahead and use Mega Flare. Now, she does not have a move that instantly kills your Aeons, but the drain that she does still does a decent amount of damage. It still does about 2k. So, I mean, if she hits you with your drain, it's still going to do a lot of damage. And if your overdrive is not hitting hard enough, you're kind of not doing enough damage. So. Ooh, nice crit there. Another bad thing about Absorb, even if I have only 1373 health, we'll still somehow heal herself for 2,000. So we did do a nice crit there at the end. We got the 4,300. So between both absorbs that she did and the 4,300 of the original attack that we did, we only did a positive damage of 300. So not very good. So at this time, Lulu has zombie and confusion. You definitely want to get rid of confusion. You already have enough status ailments going around for the rest of the whole crew, so definitely want to avoid that. We're gonna swap out Lulu. Actually, no, we're not. She's the only one that we have that has Death Ward. We're just gonna go ahead and cast Magic. Let's go with Thundaga. And she's about 20k health left. It's kind of funny. Killed the only one with death ward on. Kind of funny. Go ahead and cast Life. We're gonna swap Orin out here for Titus. Got his overdrive. We're gonna go ahead and use the overdrive Blitz Ace. Oh, I forgot he has auto potion. Yeesh. At least she healed Lulu. So at this point, Lulu does not have a zombie, so I'm gonna go ahead and use another Mega Phoenix. Get those both up. Luckily, nobody got confusion there. That's amazing. And she is only down to 15,000. So we're not in the clear yet because we could still be killed immediately by Megadeth. I'm gonna go ahead and cast the last haste here. We got magic attacks for everyone, so let's go ahead and try to burst her down to this last amount here. Actually, let's go ahead and summon. I believe, here we go, BBC has his overdrive. So let's go ahead and blast her with the last overdrive. If he does enough damage, it might actually end it. And we should be in the clear then. All right. Took me a few tries, but play it right, you can definitely get her killed even without death proof. So like I said, Lulu's the only one with death ward, and it doesn't hit everybody every time, but it's kind of risky regardless. I mean, if it hits everybody in your team and that's it, you know, that's all she wrote, you got no chance. It happens. So just be wary of that when you're fighting this boss. You definitely want to make sure you're saving it right beforehand.
So does the final Aeon.
The only issue with dying beforehand or dying in this fight is that you have to go through all those cutscenes before the boss for a second time.
There is no other way. Even if there was, even if you did destroy sin, you, Yevon, the Immortal, would only create sin anew.
You, Yevon?
Ah, Zeon, forgive me. Spira has been robbed of the light of hope. All that remains is sorrow.
I cannot believe what we just did.
Let's do something more unbelievable.
What?
destroy Sin, so it won't come back. And without the final Aeon. I don't know how just yet, but I'll find out.
Alright, so you plan on defeating Sin without the final Aeon. So if you go down those stairs, a chest will appear on this side. You get the Sun Crest. And we will definitely go over those later in the game. That is something that we will discuss post-game.
We must talk.
What?
There's something you should know.
I know. It's about you, right?
I am also an unsent. You are not surprised.
I think I kinda knew. It was Untitled, wasn't it?
When Braska and Jekt died defeating Sin, I just couldn't accept it. I came back here, tried to avenge them. But she struck me down. Somehow I made my way, crawling down Mount Gagazet. But my strength left me, just outside Bavel. That's where Kamari found me. I told him about Yuna, just before I died. I've been wandering ever since, never going to the far plane.
Aaron.
Don't make that face. Being dead has its advantages. I was able to ride Sin and go to your Xanarkand.
And you've been watching over me since then, haven't you? Why? What's the big idea? Why me?
It is one of those things that is difficult to explain. Very well, I will show you. My memories.
Can I ask you one last favor? Nah, never mind.
Out with it.
Okay, listen good. Take care of my son. My son in Xanarkand. He's such a crybaby. He needs someone there to hold his hand, see? Take care of him, will you?
But how am I supposed to go to Xanarkand?
Hey, you said it yourself. There must be a way to get there, right? You'll find it.
All right. I will. I give you my word. I'll take care of your son. I'll guard him with my life.
Thanks, Oren. You were always such a stiff, but that's what I liked about you.
That is why.
How heartwarming. So now we make our way out of Xanarkand. Go ahead and save it. Just beat Untitled. Definitely save it. Ride back up the elevator. And make your way out of Xanarkand. As you can see, it lets you skip throughout the whole thing. You're now outside Xanarkand. It looks like it's daytime. Just the morning. You got stars on the right. Daytime on the left. Try to leave. Get a cool little cutscene.
I know. The final summoning's gone. But I'll think of something. Just give me a little more time.
Aren't we the happy-looking bunch?
Frana! Frana!
Where? That all you can say? Why don't you think of something?
Well, any good ideas?
Come on, help us.
What do we know? Sin is Jet. Thus you have a link, a bond with Sin. That may be our key.
So, what do we do?
We think and we wait.
Two things I'm bad at.
Get back in there, Tyr. Alright, so I don't think you can go anywhere just yet, but as you can see, we are back on the airship. And things start opening up from here on out, and there's a lot of things you can do. We'll probably continue on with the story, but with that being said, we will end the episode here. So, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. And if you want to see more content of Final Fantasy X or future Final Fantasy games for Final Fantasy Fridays, definitely subscribe to my channel. But with that being said, thank you for your time, thank you for watching, and I really hope to see you in the next one. Take care.